I have to be honest with you guys. You know who is wrong on Tesla? This guy. You got to show some humbleness in the stock market because we don't get everything right. And I wanted to share some honest thoughts about Tesla. Before really frank, this particular month has probably been one of the greatest movements of a stock of this kind that I've ever seen. And I mean of this kind because they're talking about, as of now, I'm looking at the thing here, market cap of $655 billion company, like a mega cap company, not a small company. And it's crazy. The stock is just moving like nuts. Now, I wanted to also give you an honest opinion about it. There's a couple things. So one is you say, don't fight the Fed. The other one is you say, don't fight the tape. Like the tape, like the stock, the price of stock just keeps going up. I literally see it. However, this is my personal opinion on this. I see year to date is trading at 209. Year to date is up 93%. That is a crazy run. And, I think there's a lot of traders in this thing, and it's not just like my opinion. We looked at a article yesterday that was saying basically retail investors were spending a whole bunch of money on individual stocks, and Tesla made up about 1/3 of all individual stock purchases that retail investors made. So I feel like, to be perfectly frank, is that there was large short bets against Tesla, meaning people were betting that the stock would go down. And essentially, tons of retail money and even institutional investors have piled in to bet the other direction. And I just think that we're seeing a massive short squeeze. Now, this is a real thing. There is a possibility it could come right back down. There is a real possibility of that. And so, I'm saying, know what kind of market you're in. I totally understand that, many times they say, oh, well, Chris, you're so stupid. I'm just going to buy Tesla. It's cheap and I'm going to hold it for 1,000,000 years and I'm going to be a gazillionaire. Maybe. I'm saying maybe that happens. Me personally, I still don't necessarily believe in the long-term thesis of Tesla. And what I mean by that is the price of the Tesla stock, according to ARK Invest and many pumpers, this is how it is. If you are going to rate this in the high PE, meaning the price of the stock compared to how much company earns, you're rating it as a tech company, not as a car company, okay? And part of the tech valuation is assuming that full self-driving FSD actually works and assuming they're going to make it profitable and assuming, there's no problems and all number of things, okay? So if that ends up not being the case, FSD is just not a thing, right? They can't get to work. They never came to work. It changes the thesis entirely because at the moment, just numbers, not opinions, just numbers. Tesla's trading at a PE of 57, which is really high. People ask me before, when's the PE that would be attractive. So for me, Tesla's not an attractive stock, to be honest, just for me. In terms of stock performance, fantastic month. You are making tons of cash if you indeed are buying at the bottom and selling at the top. If you're not, you're actually not making any money at all. It's just going up and down because it's just paper gains. So that is a real thing. But for me, like a 20 or 30, and that's even being generous. Because, and I'm talking about PE, what I consider reasonable, but it's still being generous. And the main reason is because Tesla's growth is slowing. So yes, the stock is doing fantastic. I saw the news today. There's a couple bit of news. So one is the workers are looking to unionize. So that should be negative news for the stock, meaning that cost of workers might go up, which could eat at margins, right? However, there's this other news, which let me just read the headline and show you guys here. It says, Tesla changes U.S. prices for fourth time in 2 months. 4 price changes in 2 months. That is not a normal thing. And it just lends me to say that this is just like a meme stock. It's so ridiculous. And, I feel like Elon's like just playing the crowd to try to, fight against the short sellers because he always complains about short sellers, and who knows, maybe he'll sell more stock to pay for Twitter. I just feel like this is a meme stock retail investing thing. It doesn't mean you can't make money. You're totally making money in this thing. But I look at a Tesla stock as basically a trading stock, not necessarily a long-term investment. That's just my opinion. And you can have a different opinion. Totally fine. You can have opinions in this world. And I also do look at numbers, and I'm telling you, I was wrong in terms of tape. I didn't think Tesla would go up 100% in a month. If you thought so, please write in the comments, write in the 100s and say, Chris, you're a fool. Everyone knew it was going to go up 100% in a month. So, my like I said, my opinion is, I just feel like, rational people would be taking profits and Wall Street has a bunch of traders on it. And but who knows? Maybe this thing pumps up 500 million%, and then finally comes back down. But I'm not seeing it. I still don't see it. But yes, I was wrong in terms of the ticker tape. I feel that I'm right in terms of valuation. And this is just something that how I like to do stocks is I look at companies and I think, okay, what is their fair value? What do I think is cheap? What do I think is expensive? And have the reasonable numbers on that. Other people out there, many new retail investors, have no sort of basis of what they think is a fair price, right? If you just read Reddit forums, you should buy Tesla at any price, which I don't think is necessarily a great strategy. That's just my opinion, and I don't think it's a crazy opinion to say, hey, have a little bit of idea of a fair value of something. But to be fair, I just feel like this is a short squeeze kind of situation. Now, there's one thing I wanted to show you though, which I think is really interesting, because this is sort of goes to is Tesla profitable? Do they make money on their cars? And the answer is yes, yes, and yes. This is an interesting chart here. You can see, and this is old data. And just beware, this is old data, but just gives you a general idea. It is true. In the past, Tesla's margins are really quite good. You can see that they could make like 9,500 on a car compared to like a GM or BYD or Toyota, only making like a couple thousand, and then like a Neo or Xpeng are like losing tens of thousands, on a car. So yes, if Tesla can maintain their margins and they can sell lots of cars, yes, they can be very profitable. Just my opinion is going forward, high interest rate environment, it'll be different because Tesla started the same time Bitcoin started. This is back, 09, 2010, kind of the end of the financial crisis. Interest rates were low for a long time, and they were the only game in town in terms of EVs for a long time, right? And sometimes people say, "Oh, Chris, you're so stupid." They've been saying all along that competition's coming, but it never came, and Tesla's just doing awesome. Yeah, maybe in the past that was true, that people were all talk in terms of EV competition, but today in 2023, it's not talk. The competition is coming. I think maybe Tesla has a year or two before they're going to see like really, really severe competition. However, to be fair, like the Rivians and the Fords, those trucks are going to be pretty good. I think the Cybertruck will have a tough up-road battle. And we also see, to be fair, in 2 weeks, we'll see what Tesla announces. But do take that with a grain of salt. In my opinion, if for Tesla to really, do well, is they need a lot more market share than they have, and try to build a low-cost car. We'll see if that ends up being the case. However, Elon is known for over-promising and under-delivering. However, I understand this is essentially a meme stock, Reddit army, all behind your hero Elon Musk. I get that, and yes, you can make money in that kind of thing, but just do understand that by traditional valuations, this is trading at a very expensive levels. But you can make the case, Chris, this is not a traditional stock. This is like Bitcoin. This is something special, and you either like Bitcoin or you don't. And that's sort of the world that we live in. Tesla's a little bit different than Bitcoin in that it actually is a real company, so there is some tangible value there. I think that's a bit of a circus, and I think yes, you can make money, and if you made money this month, fantastic. But in my opinion, it's a trade, not necessarily a great long-term investment at these valuations. So just wanted to share some honest opinion on this one. Congratulations, everyone. Floor price changes in 2 months and double in the price stock in a month. That's not normal. If you think it's a normal, please let me know. So that's why I want to share some honest opinions on Tesla. Good luck, everyone.